The early morning dip has been bought, but we've had a bunch of results coming in. JubilantFoodWorks was one of them. It reported one of the weakest set of numbers in the past many quarters. Yesterday, the results were below expectations on practically all parameters, with margins hitting a 19-quarter low of sub 13%. Same-store sales too continued to fall, and the numbers were down to about minus 3.4%. Well, we spoke with Ajay Kaul, the CEO of JubilantFoodWorks, and here are his views on some of the parameters.
Without trying to give a guidance and looking too much into the future, because I must admit that in the last, 3 or 4 quarters, while we have been optimistic, the downturn seems to have kind of continued, and thereby we have stopped giving guidance. But honestly, 2 things. One, I think we seem to have kind of hit the bottom, and from hereafter things should only look up. Secondly, the recent news from the political arena, which to me, without trying on political, is quite positive, because there's a stable government which has come into play. Economic agenda should be at the forefront of whatever they would try to achieve. So I would reckon that, for the full year, financial year 15, I think we should clearly do same-store numbers better than what we have done in the last 2 quarters. Last year has been a bit unprecedented. Our philosophy is very simple. Our business starts and stops with the consumer. And I'm not trying to sound cliched here. The last thing which we want is to pass these price hikes mercilessly, to our consumers. Now, normally we take 2 price hikes of around 3% each, and we stuck to that for a good 3-4 years. Last year was unprecedented. Inflationary pressures were very high. There was also that service tax things which came from the government, 4.96% and all that. All put together, it ended up, being around 13-14% price increase for the customer, including that service tax thing. It's not something that we want. It's not something which we would want to do in future. Now, price increases going forward, we believe this year we should take 2 price increases of around 3% each. The same store growth has to kind of climb up. As I said earlier, I think quarter 3, quarter 4 at negative same store growths, 2%, 3% and all that is probably the worst we have seen or we will see. And hereafter, we do believe that for full year 2000, let's say 14, 15, we should definitely do better than, these kind of numbers. And if we do those kind of numbers, our margins should not go backwards. They should only kind of look better than what we have achieved in quarter 4.
Okay, it was on that promise perhaps that the Jubilant stock didn't really give up much yesterday. For sure that stock will come up for you in just a bit. Okay, profit taking today. A lot of companies, brokerages have marked it lower, some calling it even a sell and giving a price target of 1,000 rupees and 1190 on that stock. So JubilantFoodWorks finally seeing some profit taking after numbers that quite clearly did not flatter. The markets itself a little flat as far as the heavy indices are concerned, and we are actually seeing profit taking on bank.